What's up guys, Nor here and welcome to Book of Showtime Chapter 3. If you need to catch up on the first two chapters, there's a link in the description down below that will take you to a playlist where you can catch up. As always, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to leave a like and any feedback. If you have a topic or question you want me to go over, you can leave that in the comment section down below or any place you can reach me on social media. Enough with the formalities, let's get into today's topic. Ben asks, who is the GOAT of WWE? Who is the greatest of all time of WWE? So wow, okay, two GOAT debates in my first three chapters, oh boy. Although this one's a good question because determining who the greatest in WWE isn't as simple as determining the greatest point guard. When we look at Steph Curry's greatness, we can go by his stats, his accolades like all pro teams, and his championship rings to back up my argument. But in WWE, it's all, well, scripted, so you can't just go off who had the best booking. You have to factor in longevity, peak longevity, character work, ring work / street cred, cultural impact / drawing power, and legacy. Longevity and peak longevity are something that I always look at in any GOAT or Hall of Fame discussion because anyone can be great for a year or two, they can have like a really good year, but being great for years, even decades, is something that's really special. Even if you're not the all-time great, longevity is still something to be proud of because being good for a long time is, that's pretty nice. But we're not talking about who's the goodest of all time, we're talking about who the greatest of all time is. Character work is obviously important because, well, that's what wrestling is all about, the characters. Some people get straddled with these gimmicks that they really don't care about, or maybe that they do care about them, but the character is just too bland. They don't make it work. It doesn't stand out. A lot of really good wrestlers are often forgot about because they just didn't have any character, like Steve Blackman or Dean Malenko. Those were really good workers, but no one really talks about them at all because they just didn't stand out. Work doesn't really need explaining. When the bell rings, you got to be able to go. But street cred is kind of where, who have you beaten within the realm of wrestling? Who have you beaten? Who are the people you have conquered, you have bested, that really builds to your character? Cultural impact is essentially, well, how well outside of pro wrestling does your name carry? Do you get name dropped in rap songs? Do your shirts and posters pop up in movies? Can I go up to random people on the street and say, hey, do you know who this is? And they go, oh yeah, that's that guy. I love that guy. He's awesome. I watched him growing up. Drawing power is important because, it just is. At the end of the day, wrestling is a business. So who's bringing people to the shows? Are the arenas selling out to see this wrestler? And finally, legacy. How long after you're done will people talk about you inside and outside the ring? When a new wrestler debut, are they going to get compared to you? How long will people think about you after you're done? Are people going to miss you when you're gone? Are they going to cry when you retire? When certain wrestlers perform certain moves or spots in the ring, are we going to think of you? It's things like that, little things that are very important to a wrestler's legacy. When you're discussing the GOAT of WWE, there's only one man who outclasses his competition in all categories listed prior: The Undertaker. Yes, that's right, The Undertaker, the dead man, the American badass. Undertaker made his debut way back in 1990 before a lot of us were born, and he embarked on an iconic, with a capital I, iconic career spanning 30 years. Undertaker might shock some of you, but here's why he's my pick. Steve Austin and The Rock were bigger stars, but they lacked the longevity that Undertaker had, with Austin's career being hindered by injuries and The Rock leaving for Hollywood. John Cena does have the longevity, but his ring work for most of his career is pretty average, not to mention his character was quite stale for some time, and he too has left for Hollywood. Shawn Michaels has the ring work and the character work, but not quite the longevity that Taker had, with HBK taking 4 years off due to injury right at the start of the Attitude Era. Triple H was always kind of like a bridesmaid. He was great in a lot of categories throughout his career, but he was rarely the best in any of them. Not to mention his ring work did take a bit of a hit after his knee injury. Hulk Hogan is... Wait, no, screw Hulk Hogan. He's a piece of crap, and the only thing he should be GOAT of is being a massive a-hole. It's fitting because Undertaker is easily Vince McMahon's greatest creation. There is always this mystique about The Undertaker, and his character, gimmick, and ring work all withstood the test of time. He's kept his character very fresh over his career, with the Prince of Darkness, the Ministry, the American Badass, the Big Evil, before finishing the second half of his career as simply the Dead Man. Now, you can argue that the longevity plays against Undertaker because he did wrestle a few years longer than he should have. That may be true, but even if you scrape off the last 3 or 4 years, it's still impressive what he's accomplished compared to his contemporaries. All the great matches against Edge and Shawn Michaels, Brock Lesnar, Austin, The Rock, Mankind, and Batista, which I think the Batista feud is very, very overlooked and underrated. The list does go on. He's wrestled with all the greats from every era, and he was the total package. He was the one consistent in WWE. From Hulkamania to the Thunderdome, Undertaker was always there. Quite simply, The Undertaker was WWE. He is WWE. And that is why I feel he is the GOAT, the greatest of all time of WWE. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like I said before, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave feedback and a like down below. And if you have a topic or question you want me to go over, leave that down below as well. Inshallah, I will catch you in the next chapter.